They can see us. They can see us. Look, now they can't see us. Let's get some music. And boom. Okay, we're going to have a short intro credit sequence today because it is time for the Geek Battle show here on the Extreme Improv Extreme YouTube channel, as well as on the Geek Battle YouTube channel. Smash that subscribe button, set the phasers to stun, and get ready, geeks, because we're going to have some fun. Now, on the show tonight, this is this interesting blend of improv, podcast, game show, all themed around geekiness. Share the show, guys. Like, enjoy, spread the love. We're going to be talking about all kinds of geeky stuff and doing some geeky games along the way. First of all, let's meet tonight's panel, starting with Gerald. Say hello to the people, and if you have a random geek trivia fact, hit us with it now.
Hello, everybody. I'm back after a week off of vacation, and I need this, so I'm looking forward to it. My geek fact is sort of an interesting one that I stumbled across a couple days ago. Did you know that potentially only because of hurricanes that occurred back-to-back in 1955 do we have Spider-Man today? The reason is that Steve Ditko, who is one of the co-creators of Spider-Man along with Stan Lee, worked for a competing comic company called Charlton Comics. They were located in Connecticut. Those hurricanes hit and dumped a ton of water and flooded a lot of the areas there, which meant that Charlton shut down at least temporarily. Because of that and them trying to come back from it, Ditko ended up going to work for Marvel. And then in the 60s, Spider-Man came about.
Wow, that is super fascinating. There is the multiverse world out there where that never happened. And there is a world without Spider-Man. Gerald, that is
we have Grasshopper Man instead.
Grasshopper Man, love it. Okay, on that note, Capithave, say hello to the people and give us a random geek trivia fact.
Hail everyone from the land of monsoon, mosquitoes, and the flu. I'm here in recovery. And my geek fact for today is we usually get, when books get adapted, mostly writers don't like the changes. They would often say stick to the source material, but there are some occasions where the adaptation does impress the original writers themselves, like the Harry Potter movies, because J.K. Rowling, after watching the films, actually agreed with the fans, saying Hermione and Harry would have been a better couple than Ron and Hermione. She actually said that. So maybe in the sequels, they should have an affair.
Okay, so do you think when they make this like TV version of Harry Potter, they'll just be like, forget Ron. Forget Ron.
Could happen.
Yeah, I think they should. Play around with some like things, like mix it up a little. Andy, say hello. Go on, you can get a point there, Cap. Andy, say hello to people and give us a random geek trivia fact.
What's up, world? So my random geek fact, and I guess it's just a fact because I did it, but I finally did watch the Super Mario Brothers. That I actually was shocked how much I liked it. I thought it'd be a bit goofy. I thought it was very good. Like, I don't know those that saw the movie or not, but I'm not going to do the spoiler alerts, even though we usually do spoiler alerts. I was shockingly surprised how good they did a good job with. I thought it was an excellent job, especially anybody for kids. I think that's a good show, actually, movie for all ages. But but I might have shown my true nerdy fans bragging about it at work because some of them were like, "Really?" I'm like, you got to see it. Don't knock it before you try it. But yeah, it's.
Yeah, no, I thought Bob Hoskins did a spectacular job, and as did Dennis Hopper as Bowser. So yeah. Oof.
No, peaches.
No, yeah, I really liked the Super Mario Brothers movie, the recent one. I thought it was really good. There was a couple of aspects that I felt like could have been better or whatever. Like, I didn't quite like the design of the Kongs. I like that they changed up Donkey Kong. If you look at Donkey Kong in the Super Mario Brothers movie, he looks more like the original Donkey Kong than he does the Donkey Kong Country one designed by Rare in the UK. They like changed the nose back to being like the rounder stuff. I liked him. But when you see Diddy Kong and Dixie Kong and even Cranky Kong, I don't think the designs were as good Like, I don't think they've ever been as good as they were in the Donkey Kong Country series, of which I am a massive fan. Okay, who haven't we come to, if that's everyone? Okay, so we're going to get on with the fun and games here. First of all, let's just see, is there anything really important we need to react to that people have seen, or trailers, or shows, movies? Capital Fave, tell us things.
I finished watching the Superman, My Adventures with Superman series, the anime series, and it's really, really quite good. I had a completely enjoy all the time, and again, Superman was still the main character. They didn't suddenly make a revamp of saying like, no, Lois Lane is the main character. We're gonna follow her throughout the whole show and sideline Superman. That didn't happen. Superman was mostly on screen, and they actually made Lois more of a part of Superman's story in a very good way. I mean, so far, modern cartoons sometimes really go bad, but I think Invincible kind of taught everyone how storytelling lessons could be. And My Adventures with Superman, I recommend that. They did a very good job with it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Anyone else seen that?
I've only seen the first couple episodes, but I liked it too.
Yeah. Okay, cool. There we go. Andy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could have said it for the Geek Pack, but I just kind of think, like a rest in peace to Arlene Sorkin, who was the original voice to Harley Quinn. So she just passed away yesterday. So to me, she was an actress from one of the soap operas.
She passed away yesterday?
Yeah, she passed away yesterday, the voice of Harley Quinn. So, I think she was 60 or 61, like in her 60s. But
I thought she passed a long time ago.
Yeah, like 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Oh, I mean, I just found out. I thought they said she passed away yesterday, but maybe I'll.
Cap, we're in a time zone, like time warp or something. I swear this happened a month ago.
Yes, I guess technically it was the 27th of August. I knew it had come
August,
up. I remember
August.
when. Yeah, so
yeah,
roughly a month ago.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. Wow, I'm really behind in the times, but okay. Well, still rest in peace. But okay, that's
yeah. Andy, did you hear Princess Diana also passed away? Shocking stuff. But
although the actor for Dumbledore passed away today, right?
Yep.
We had that message in the Geek Chat.
Yep.
Is it the first guy or the second guy who played Dumbledore?
I think it was the second guy.
It was the second guy.
Yeah.
Michael Gambon. It was Richard Harris who was the first Dumbledore, and obviously he died after the second film. Hence why Michael Gambon took over. But then, yeah, Michael Gambon passed away like today or yesterday, whenever they like announced it today. Guys, you can give like thoughts on that if you want to, but also, and not meaning to be disrespectful, out of interest, which Dumbledore did you prefer?
I like the first guy. To be
Really?
honest. Yeah.
I preferred Michael Gambon.
I mean, he wasn't much active because we only see him on like the start of the movie and like in the end of the film. But I guess he would have been really hard to do with the other scenes with this as well, because you could see he was really, really old. Not the other actor was old too, but again, he was really old, so he couldn't actually move around much. But I actually liked the first Dumbledore I saw. I first saw him, I thought he was Merlin, but then realized it's a whole different character.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. He is so just like Merlin. And then the second one has his own personality.
But everyone asked this, right? What if Ian McKellen actually did Dumbledore?
Apparently he was asked. And do you know the reason he didn't? This will be my geek trivia fact. Ian McKellen was asked to take over the role of Dumbledore, but apparently Richard Harris hated Ian McKellen. And so he felt like he couldn't take over the role of someone who didn't approve of him. I'll see if I can find the quote. Yeah, it's like super weird. Like, and again, if I was Ian McKellen, and I don't mean this to be bad to Richard Harris if they didn't get along. I don't have a fight in this, but I'd be like, yeah, it's my role now. I'd be like, I'm taking it. You didn't approve of me. Well, now I'm all the wizards.
I mean, if it was like Arnold and Stallone, they would have definitely done it and called them up and just actually put it in their face.
Yeah. Okay, so Ian McKellen, Richard Harris feud. Let's see if it brings up anything. Let's see. The row between McKellen and Richard Harris. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to bring this up. So hang on. Let's see if am I able to see this. It's on one of these newspaper websites that never lets you see everything. The full quote says, "I've seen these so-called nice actors, very able fellows like Ian McKellen and Kenneth Branagh, but they're like bank managers, so sweet and careful. Who needs them?" Apparently, that is a quote from the from Richard Harris about Ian McKellen and Kenneth Branagh. Why would you bury? They're like great actors. Wow. Okay, and so let's bring this up. Let's bring this up so you guys can see it at the same time. McKellen then recalled the moment he was offered the role of Dumbledore after Harris' death, saying, "When he died, he played Dumbledore the Wizard. I played a real wizard." When they called me up and said, would I be interested in being in Harry Potter films, they wouldn't say what part, but I worked out what they were thinking. As for why I turned down the role, I couldn't take over the part from an actor I know disapproved of me. Oh, wow. Like, that's crazy. You think he gave up millions of dollars because the guy that played the role in the past didn't approve of him?
Does he really? Does he really need the money? He just did the Lord of the Rings for probably a huge amount of money as well.
Well, yeah. Also, how weird is it to get typecast as a wizard?
You're a complete wizard material.
Yeah. Again, there's a like someone's going to use CGI or like 11 Labs to change the voice in that. Get Ian McKellen's version of Dumbledore, insert it into the original films. I'm not going to lie.
Shall not pass, Voldemort.
I think Ian McKellen would have been the best Dumbledore. This is so disrespectful. Both Dumbledores, the second one's just passed away, and now I'm just saying that Ian McKellen. You know,
he's giving you the finger from there.
Okay. So again, I'm not trying to be insensitive with this. If they are making this new series, he's no longer taking over Richard Harris. He'd be taking over Michael Gambon. Ian McKellen, if you're out there, talk to me.
But here's the thing: are they just gonna do the main story over again?
Yeah, Spider-Man, baby. Spider-Man, money.
Yeah, but you can still, watch the old movie. I think Harry Potter's were a pretty good adaptation. I mean, maybe not word for word, but the core of the story was the same. I think.
We need to talk about the concept of remakes.
Yes, isn't it been roughly 20-ish years since the original Harry Potter movie came out?
Even not 20 years. That was I think 2010s.
No, but here's the thing. But the first one was 2001.
Yeah, but the last one's like 2011 or.
No, I'm saying with the first one. But the thing is if you look at Hollywood, I didn't realize this until probably the last 10 or 15 years. They literally work on a 20-year cycle. So if there's a movie that hasn't been that's why they're talking, well, I guess actually it's a little bit longer, 30 to 40 years, but talking about trying to remake, I don't know, any and all movies pretty much that have come out.
Stitch, baby. Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah. So Disney, Disney is notorious for it, as are the rest of them.
It's accelerating though, isn't it? It's really accelerating. Because let me just say, sorry, Cam, I was just going to say, because you can come in on this as well. But Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has said that they're doing the live action Moana, and I'm like, that film just came out. That one I can explain. The Rock is going to be like, look, I look like Maui now. You can't leave this 15 years. You can't leave this 15 years. We're doing it today.
But at least with Snow White, how many years? 50 years above or so, right? With Snow White.
Wait, you think Snow White was 50 years ago?
Way longer than that.
Yeah, it's almost 100 years old.
Yeah, that's right. It's close.
Was it 1937?
Something like that.
Something,
yeah. It was the first animated movie, right? Sorry.
Yeah. 1937.
But here's the thing: I think there are rumors that the actress could be fired. I mean, from the Snow White. I'm not really sure,
Okay, I'll bring it up because I did spot about this as well. So the headline here, Cab, we can discuss it. This is on comingsoon.net. Oh, great. As soon as an advert comes up. Right. Snow White has Rachel Zegler been fired and replaced.
Holy crap.
Now, that would be... And so here's the thing. Apparently, because of the actors' strike, she's been replaced on Paddington 3. So I think it's a bit of clickbait, but they said They can't replace her in Snow White.
Well, yeah, because wasn't the filming basically
almost
done?
the entire movie would be reshot.
I mean,
that would be like replacing Eric Stoltz in Back to the Future.
But I would say that if they did, Disney would allow to get credit because like she has been like bombshelling the original from the day of the first press release. She's like, "Oh my god, that movie is so scary. The ride is bad. Everything about this thing is bad." Like you want this movie to sell, right?
Well, guys, there is a lesson to be learned in this though, because like everything we say on this show is like, so when I have my meeting with Disney, and I'm just like, Marvel sucks and everything, all these clips are going to come back to haunt me, you know, because I have seen the clip where she was like, I went on Snow White's scary ride. Who'd want to do that?
Yeah,
why would you say this about the ones that have just hired you?
Yeah, but David, you won't do that on the press tour of your own movie. That's the idiotic thing about this whole thing.
Yeah.
You should see Gal Gadot because she's playing the evil queen.
Oh.
She's like she's trying to be as democratic as possible, but she's like, nah, I'm wrecking this whole film, but you can't do anything about it.
Okay. I'm gonna try and find how do I spell this?
But again, this probably brought up in many circles, but I have to ask, like, how the hell Gal Gadot looks in the mirror and thinks like that actress is way better looking than me? She's gonna be like, I'm Wonder Woman, bitch.
Yeah. Okay. So this reminds me of something specific. Let's see. So years and years ago, and when I say that, it's not actually that long. Shia LaBeouf. People haven't learned from good old Shia. After he did Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, Shia LaBeouf came out and spoke out against the film, saying that he and Steven Spielberg dropped the ball. For this, I'll bring up the headline, I'll read it, and I apologize for the language. Harrison Ford said Shia LaBeouf is a fucking idiot for criticizing Indiana Jones. It was the film he was in. So, you know, you don't spit where you eat, I guess. Is the message of this. And nowadays it's not just what is her name? Snow White? I forget, I've just read it.
Ziegler?
Rachel.
Oh yeah, Rachel Zegler. Yeah, like people, and this is like the whole thing we speak about most weeks now, about like how the Star Wars people say it's the fans' fault, and they say the Snyder fans, it's their fault for things going wrong. It's like, don't speak out about against the ones that you need to be on side with. Studios, don't speak out against your fans. Actors, don't speak out against your films. You know, it's a simple concept, really.
Although sometimes could it work in your favor, but again, you had to really be beloved by the fans, and you had to be really on the good side of things. Like for Henry Cavill, again, I mentioned him.
Hang on a second. Right. So again, if you're watching on the if you're listening on the audio version, you won't appreciate this. But where is it? Oh my God, where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
It's in the back, David.
He's on the back. There he goes. Ta-da! The Henry Cavill is in the house. So there we go. Boom.
So Henry Cavill basically, even at the start of The Witcher, but mainly because of it's kind of did with this.
Wait, what did you say, Cap?
Witcher. Yes. So he actually, I think they were actually going the marketing that this adaptation was going to be faithful to the books, word per word, and it wasn't. So he in the interviews, he's an experienced actor, so he doesn't actually, blow off the whole thing. He said it very dramatically that they made different changes, which it's not to his liking, and he assumes the fans probably not going to like it, but. He, being on the side of fans, has a lot of cred. And no matter what movie he puts out, he's going to have people to go and watch his movie. That's star power you can create if you're mean to the fans.
Well, that's true. But I mean, also with it, too, I don't think he ripped on any of the projects he was really on before he sort of built up a name and stuff. You know, like, I don't know who Rachel Zegler is. I don't know if I should. I don't know.
West Side Story? Am I right in that? Was she in West Side Story?
Got me.
Let's find out who Rachel Zegler is.
And I will say, David, that was a pretty cool background there, but there's two pictures in particular that were somewhat disturbing to me. The CGI, I'm assuming from Flash on the right-hand side, yes. And then the one at the bottom where it looks like it's a still shot, but it looks like it is a bad CGI job where he has sort of funny.
Yeah, his mouth. So we have bad CGI Henry Cavill in Justice League at the bottom, and then to the right of the screen, they did even worse CGI Henry Cavill in the Flash.
So this is the face that he was supposed to be in when he's in the Superman costume, and they had to remove that. So they did this.
Yeah.
I mean, how hard it is to say Superman just has a mustache now, other than doing that.
You know, I think this genuinely. Never mind that. Oh, Henry Cavill wants things to be like the book or the comic and true to the source material. I think he turned up with a mustache, and they were like, "Oh, can you shave that?" And he was like, "No." Right. And I think the reason he said no was because they'd replaced Snyder with Whedon, who everyone seemed to hate on that film. And they were like, "Well, we're gonna phone Sony or whoever," and he was just like, "Just tell them no. I'm not. Tell them it's contractual. I can't remove the mustache." And so then they cost millions of dollars to digitally make his face look like this thing down there. And I think that's the reason why we now have David Corenswet, who will be playing Superman. I think that is the reason. The mustache.
It does bring up an interesting thought.
Yeah, go, Joe.
Oh, about Superman. So do Kryptonians not grow facial hair, or does he have to shave? And how does he shave? Does he use his laser eyesight to do it?
Yeah, he does. He does.
What's his name?
Yeah. In the Superman animated show, he basically goes up to a mirror and then goes beach. And then
it's pretty slick.
Okay, okay, hang on, guys. Let's see.
What if he I mean, like, we all have shaving nips, right? What if he's? I mean, it's a laser thing.
Let's just put this here. So here we see Superman bouncing. Yeah. Look at that! I better get copyright claims just for this. Okay, so you know what, I might have to put my shield on. Let's bring this up, just because it lasts 33 seconds. It's a supercut of Superman shaving. I've got an advert. I'll play the advert so that I get rid of it. So we'll bring this up in a second. There is a supercut of Superman shaving. Let's bring up my force field, just in case I need to. At the moment, there's a lovely advert for Lemsip. So,
but here's the thing, David. Like, Superman at least has a heat vision. You know, the invincible Ultramites don't have.
So there we see Lemsip. So here we see. So there he is. He's got his 5 o'clock shadow, and got the force field up there. You can see he's removing all of the shadow. That is amazing 1990s CGI technology there. Is it just this one clip? Oh no, and then here we see in the cartoon, animated. So all you need is a mirror.
So you could potentially not necessarily defeat, but protect yourself against his laser eyesight with a mirror, a simple mirror.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. You know, the amazing thing, though, is a diamond can cut a mirror. His stupid X-ray vision can't cut a mirror. What the hell?
I think it was lead coated or something like that. Again, it's weakened to his powers or something. But again, my problem is we all have shaving cuts. What if Superman's, goes down there?
Wait. Are you talking about Superman?
I don't think that was a question we were asking. Cap.
I mean, accidentally. Sure, it's a mirror. What if like somebody pops in? Oh shit!
Hang on, Cap. So when you said we all have shaving cuts, and I was thinking, well, I'm okay. We know where your cuts are now, man. Back, sack, and crack.
Haven't you dropped a razor?
Oh my god!
Aside from the fact that Superman really doesn't have an alter ego, well, he has an alter ego, but he looks basically the same except the glasses. Wouldn't that sort of be a tip off that he never has shaving cuts? He never has like the little tissue or whatever.
Hang on a moment, like. Wait a minute, guys! I can't see any shaving cuts. You must be Kryptonian.
Although, so again, the point about Viltrumites, the offshoot Superman species from Invincible, they don't have heat vision. So in order to shave, they actually have a ritual. They actually grow out their mustache. Every Viltrumite has a mustache, but they don't have beards. So basically, how they shave is that they just rip their beard out. That's literally how they shave.
Ouch.
Now, I'm just curious, with the female Kryptonians, do they have the problems that the women do? That do they wax?
Ooh.
They wax or what?
Kryptonian wax. Kryptonian wax.
Okay, guys, just to come back to one thing, I did look up Rachel Zegler. She's only got 2 previous credits. She played Maria in Spielberg's West Side Story, and then she was a character called Anthea in Shazam: Fury of the Gods.
Oh, yes.
And apparently, post-production, she's going to be in a new Hunger Games film, as well as Snow White, and then Paddington, but she might have been replaced on that. And then 2 other films, one called Spellbound, but she's a voice, and she plays a princess in that as well, right? And one called Y2K. So yeah, it's like she hasn't done much, and unless she here's one of the things. So even if she's completely said the wrong things, I don't believe that people shouldn't be able to make a career comeback. So she can come back from this if she's given the chance.
Like
to be fair, I'm not hopeful for Snow White and the 7 we're not going to hire dwarves in this movie, because I think that they buried, like, Peter Dinklage, I've said it many times, like, spoiled that movie from being Snow White and the 7 Dwarves.
Yep.
So,
speaking of Peter Dinklage, I guess I have not seen it, but I guess there's a still floating around of him for Toxic Avenger.
Wow. Okay, let's find this.
I guess it got taken down off Twitter pretty stinking quick, but there was something out there.
Peter Dinklage, Toxic Avenger. It's got to be up there. It's got to be up there still.
It's got to be on the internet somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, I was seeing something about it earlier in the week. I love the Toxic Avenger, the original one. I thought, again, I was a young person, and you see boobs, you love boobs, but it was the first New Jersey superhero, which was spectacular, and I loved the Toxic Avenger. It was great.
What is the Toxic Avenger? What does he do?
Well, I mean, he fights crime. The original one, he was a nerd, mop boy in New Jersey. They all picked on him in the school. Then he started kicking ass, and all them trying to make fun of him, and unbelievably hot women. And he would put them on a stove and all this stuff. But it was great, the original. Then the second and third and fourth almost was like porn, soft porn. But the original was great. No, but that's what they did, which I thought. But the original, I loved. Again,
I have to check the second one out.
Okay, so hang on. I need a bit of clarification on what on earth I'm looking at here, because I've looked up Toxic Avenger, and it's something I vaguely have heard of or whatever. And what I come up with is this. So this is the original, right?
Yes.
This is what it's based on. What is that? Because apparently this is Peter Dinklage from Toxic Avenger. Who is he playing?
No,
he's in a tutu.
That was in the
that's not the. If that's the picture, that's not here. No, that's not it.
Right, let me just remove it because you never know what's going to come up on X. But look, it says here, first looks at Elijah Wood and Peter Dinklage in the Toxic Avenger reboot. Now, here's Elijah Wood in it. And I'm not going to lie, he kind of looks like he should be playing the Penguin. He looks like a younger Danny DeVito in Batman Returns.
I just pinged you a link that has the picture.
Okay, let's find this link.
Yeah, I hadn't looked at it before. It's very. I mean, it doesn't show much, but it's something.
Okay, let's grab this link.
Also, Daniel Radcliffe might actually become Wolverine after all, which I don't approve of, but he might do that after all.
I think he could work. I never really got in. I'm not a super Harry Potter fan. It was just after my time, if you will. But I thought he's done an excellent job on the other sort of like weird one-off things he's done, sort of similar to Elijah Wood. He's got Guns Akimbo, which is a really weird, trippy movie. There's another one where he plays a dead body, and I think both he and Elijah Wood are in. And I think he's done very well on them. But it's definitely not Harry Potter.
I would like the guy who did Kingsman to be Wolverine. I think he could be better Wolverine. Or Jensen Ackles. I think Jensen Ackles would be a great Wolverine.
Wait, so who does Peter Dinklage play? Does he actually play the Toxic Avenger?
Yep.
Okay, and this is okay. So this is the link you sent me. So
yep.
That's him in the role.
Yep.
Okay, that looks cool. That looks cool. And so, just because I'm not super familiar with the character, so if Peter Dinklage is playing it, they're saying that the character is now a little person, and it wasn't originally, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that I've got no problem with, because like what Peter Dinklage said, which sort of like spoiled the Seven Dwarfs situation, was he was saying like, oh, can't we play any roles? But it sounds like Disney were like, you're right, anyone can play any roles. And then they gave away 6 of the 7 dwarves to non-dwarves. But it's cool. So Peter Dinklage, like, he obviously in like Avengers, he played a dwarf that was giant. Mm-hmm. And he was in the X-Men, and he played the guy that created like the Sentinels and stuff like this. But like, you know, it's going to be the reality that he's got an amazing voice and he's a great actor, but not everyone is. Not everyone is. So there's not going to be tons of people that can break through that glass ceiling, as it were, to just get any role and have the profile like he does. So, but no, Toxic Avenger, that looks cool.
I first saw him in Underdog, the live-action movie. He plays the exact same character when he did that on Wars and Fifa. It was like the same doctor that switched over to X-Men.
The first thing I remember seeing him in was Elf.
What, Dinklage?
Yep. I'm sure there was stuff before then, but he was like the I don't know if it's necessarily publisher or he was like the idea guy for children's books that Will Ferrell's dad in the movie hired and tried to get him to do stuff. I thought he was pretty funny. I mean, it was a very different role for him than a lot of his stuff. And to your point, David, he is extremely versatile with all of the different roles that he's done.
The one where he got like a negative reaction, I don't know if you remember this. What was the video game that he provided a voiceover for? And everyone, like, as soon as they played a clip, it wasn't like Half-Life, but it was one of these things. They ended up removing him from the game because they were like, he completely dialed this in and sounded so bored. Does no one remember this?
No.
Okay, let me see if I can find it. Peter Dinklage voiceover removed. Let's see what game it was. Destiny. So Destiny was from the people that made Halo. And he was like a voiceover. And I can't play it on the show because I can't take the risk. But he was just like, you need to go in the next room. And people were like, what is this? It's like, you need to complete your mission. He just sounded like, I'm doing one take, you know?
Well, so this goes back to something I think we talked about briefly. Has anybody watched the Star Wars 1970-ish the holiday special? If you haven't, you have to check out the parts with Harrison Ford, because to talk about somebody dialing it in.
he was like, I understand why Stallone didn't do this now.
Wow. Okay. I don't know if I'll be able to.
I mean, Mark Hamill and Leia were having the time of their lives, but he was like, "Oh fuck." Inside his breath.
Yeah, one of the conditions Carrie Fisher had to do it was that she was able to sing on it, which she did, if I remember correctly. I've only seen it once all the way through, and it's a slog because probably the first, I don't know how long the thing is, but we'll say the first half or 2/3, there is no dialogue. It's just Chewbacca and Chewbacca relatives grunting.
And the difference about
it is like a fever dream. It's different.
But I would say that Harrison Ford has the same expression that he had on the Christmas special when he did the tours for the new Indiana Jones film. He was like, fuck, I'm doing damn shit all for this. Everyone asked, like, what if you had the Destiny thing? Where would you go? And he was like, home. I haven't been home for many years.
Okay, look, guys, I'm going to take a slight gamble here. I'm going to bring up my shield, but like, I don't know if you'll be able to hear it. Like, I played something a couple of weeks ago, and people just apparently didn't hear what I played. But let's bring up the shield. Let's add this to the stage. Let's unmute this for a moment. Let's see what happens. This is Harrison Ford's finest acting moment on YouTube. Is the video? As long as there's no music.
I can hear it a little bit.
Oh, I can't play the music, guys. I can't play the music. If it's got music, I can't play it. Let's see. It seems pretty quiet here.
You can mute it still. Do it.
I can't risk the music. It seems pretty horrendous. It seems pretty horrendous.
It is pretty horrendous.
It's like different. I mean, like if you wanted to understand the Wookiee language, there's no other best movie because like you get different levels of Wookiee, like older Wookiee, slightly older Wookiee, younger Wookiee.
So I'm
The
just
question-
curious, is that from the 70s?
Yeah, it was after A New Hope and before Empire. And they were trying to basically, I think it was like the winter after A New Hope or shortly after. And for some reason it was when like variety shows started really tipping down, and they decided they needed it to try and boost sales of merchandise and stuff. And yeah, it's interesting. It's something to say you watched, but it just be forewarned, it's a slog. It feels like it's 3 hours long. I don't think it's that long in reality, but it feels forever.
Wow.
The only redeeming thing it has in there is that it has the first appearance of Boba Fett, which actually is in a brief animated.
It's like the food fight of Star Wars films. I mean, like, if I didn't actually technically see the whole thing, I actually saw a review of it. So there are a bunch of people making fun of it. So I was happy about that.
Yeah, there's a couple incredible reviews out there, but I mean, and they're pretty honest and truthful with what it is. But yeah,
But if I had actually seen that, I've seen Food Fight and I got sick right at that day when that movie ended. I had fever. I had like runny nose. If I had seen that, I would have gotten sick.
Okay, guys, I've got like one of the stories here, which, you know, because we never ever talk about the new DC universe, I figured we may as well just once, right? But apparently James Gunn has come out and said that I don't know the guy's name. Like he plays Miguel in Cobra Kai, who plays Blue Beetle. Yep. James Gunn, I'll show you the tweet here. This is on comicbookmovie.com, but it shares it here. Zolo Mariduna is just my guess of how it's pronounced. Will continue playing Blue Beetle, as Viola Davis as will Amanda Waller, and John Cena as Peacemaker. So John Cena as Peacemaker is confirmed. So these three characters or these three actors are carrying over from the old films into the new DCU. But like he doesn't. But we know for a fact Henry Cavill. Oh, hang on, I've said it now. So we know for a fact that Henry Cavill will not be back, and from what we understand, Batfleck won't be back. Is this doomed to fail for the fact that how can you have it be half a sequel, half not a sequel? How's this going to work?
To me, it looks like it has to be almost an entire reboot, or like them specifying what is the first movie of this new DC universe.
Well,
because obviously Blue Beetle is one of them. Yeah. But Peacemaker, I mean, to me, John's like, I never knew the character, but I really did enjoy the TV show that they did of Peacemaker, and like he is Peacemaker. So to me, even if he's a holdover, and as well as Amanda Waller with Viola Davis. I mean, they are their characters. Could other people do it? Yeah, but I just don't see anybody else.
I can make the same case for Henry Cavill. He is.
Well, I agree with you. I'm not discounting that, but I can see how those two in particular. And I agree with you, Cap, that I don't get the Henry Cavill not doing the Superman thing, but maybe they decided he's too big of a name and they need to get somebody cheap. I don't know.
Yeah, that could be a main reason because I think right after that thing, I think he did a Guy Ritchie film. They filmed it, and he kind of did a slight nab to other directors that he had worked with because like he praised Guy Ritchie like so much that it was kind of making like kind of digging at the production work of The Witcher and the DCU. I think he was actually making fun of them, but here's the thing with the new Superman thing. I think James Gunn, at the end of it, still a pretty good filmmaker.
Mm-hmm.
Guardians 3, again, it was much better than the other Marvel films. So if he does pull it off, people will just accept it as it is.
For me though, there is only one Superman, guys. And honestly, it's Nicolas Cage.
Oh no.
I will say, I just
go on, Andy.
As you're all talking, I'm checking out that because I was really, it blows my mind. I didn't know about the holiday Star Wars thing, so I'm looking at it. It's on YouTube, the whole thing. It's
whole thing,
7 minutes. So I now I gotta watch this crap, and I'm sure it's gonna drive me nuts. But it's a must because I'm looking at who's in it and the cast and all. I'm like, how do I not watch this? It's just like I think it's going to be awful, but
yeah, I think Harvey Korman's in it, who was a huge like variety show person and whatnot, and a big time comedian back in the day. I mean, it's interesting, and it literally like it's got any and all variety. Half of it actually makes no sense to the other half. There's a part where there's like these dancers, and it's literally like sort of soft porn that the old grandpa Chewbacca is watching, and it's like a 3D thing. I mean, it is like a fever dream. Like I'm sure there was some sort of illicit substances consumed while this was taking place because it's out there.
That amazes me though how successful it's been since that. You know what I mean? Because I know the first one was amazing, but them doing that before the second one, like how did it not just like? And again, yeah, I saw it just blows me away that I never heard this because I know a bunch of Star Wars geeks and all that stuff, and I love Star Wars. Never heard of it, and I'm gonna now throw it to my brother-in-law because he can tell you everything about Star Wars. I want to know if he ever saw this. I doubt he did or even heard of it. I'm just like, blows me away.
Okay, so Andy, on that same note, did you see those other two Star Wars films that were like about the Wookiees or whatever, or the Ewoks? The
1980 ones.
You've seen those? Okay.
Yep.
So, yeah, okay. I mean, it's not to the level of the first three, were the best. But, I mean, I think some of the remakes, not the remakes, the anti-before stuff, the prequels were okay. I don't think any of them were great. There was the one was good. I didn't see the last one, which I do want to see, the series, which I haven't watched yet. But
you haven't seen 7, 8, and 9 at all?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
I'll come to you in one moment, Cav. I'll just give my thoughts here. I'm not the biggest Star Wars guy. When I watched 7, 8, and 9, when I watched 7, I was like, this is a fun film. When I watched 8, I was like, this feels like it's going to upset a lot of people. And I said that as not a big Star Wars guy. And then 9, I was like, do you know what? I can watch and enjoy any of these to some degree. But I can also absolutely tell why people are going crazy for what they did. Cap.
I would say dig the prequels for many things. I would dig it again. They're horrible films in a sense, but they pretty much have a good political narrative in that story, which I highly appreciate. Also, the fight scenes were brilliant. If you pause in any of them, they are pretty good. But again, the dialogue is terrible. But the new films, they didn't have like good saving grace on any of them. Only the first film I watched and I thought this was going to be good. But again, the second one, I was like, yeah. I wasn't a big Star Wars guy either, but I did grow up on the Clone Wars animated show, and I knew a lot about Star Wars because of that. And I was like, yeah, I didn't like it. But just to nudge it to a different direction, you guys talked about Expendables, the new Expendables, and you guys thought that was going to be shit, and I thought Jackie Chan was going to be in it. Turns out he wasn't. Megan Fox is. What the hell?
Wait, I don't think they're a one-for-one replacement. I don't think they're saying like we're making Rush Hour 4 or 5, and it's Chris Tucker and Megan Fox as the one-for-one replacement there.
Yeah,
now,
I mean,
if you had Jackie Chan playing April O'Neil in a new Ninja Turtles film, forget about it. I'm all over that.
I mean, the casting is pretty bizarre. Here's the thing: I haven't seen the film yet, but I've seen the review. Turns out Megan Fox is like the new Stallone because Stallone gets taken out in the movie for a long time.
Jesus! Well, I thought you were going to say they kill the character. Spoiler warning.
No, they don't kill the character.
Spoiler warning! They might have killed the character.
Anyway, just watch. It's a dumb film, anyways. Okay, they don't. I mean, 50 Cent's in it. That's probably one of the few new stars. Turns out the cast is not that impressive. The last one I liked is because the guy who does Zorro was in it, and he pretty much stole the whole damn movie. That was pretty awesome.
What, Puss in Boots was in it?
Yeah, Puss in Boots was in Expendables. That's why the movie was awesome.
I would watch that, Puss in Boots in Expendables.
The Expendables, yeah. Okay, so here is a problem though. Like action, like so many, like everything's like a superhero film now. Because if they were going to make like an Expendables film in like 15 years' time, it would just be the Avengers. You don't have, like, you know, you'd have Stallone, you'd have Van Damme and Schwarzenegger, Bruce Willis, and so on and so forth. Like, even if they were like, and these are all like 80s guys, and yeah, there were some that were in the 90s, but like realistically, who are the action stars of the year like 2000s?
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, who else?
Keanu Reeves, The Rock.
Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
Brendan Fraser. Oh man, he definitely couldn't come back and be an action star.
He must, David. He must. Otherwise, I would not sleep.
Well, then Vin Diesel, I would say, would be the
Vin
other one.
Diesel, yeah, that's fair. Vin Diesel, Keanu. Okay, if we had to build an Expendables cast for like in 10 years' time, it'd be Vin Diesel and it would be it'd be the cast of the Fast and Furious franchise because Jason Statham's already there. So you'd have Jason Statham, Vin Diesel, The Rock. Who else did we say? John Cena. Keanu Reeves would be the one outsider. And is there anyone else? Like, I love action films, and yet it feels like they really
Samuel L. Jackson, maybe.
Yeah, but
he's already so much older.
He's quite old already. But yeah,
I think Chris Pratt, but again, he's an Avenger, he has done some other stuff too, so he might qualify as an action star. Yeah, again, I would. Will Smith be in it. Will Smith,
yeah, that's fair.
Who else?
I don't know. There's not that many. Like this is genuinely, I say it all the time, but this is why the 80s was like the best era. There was just so much good stuff. It's rose tinted glasses because you can like filter out the bad stuff of the 80s. But
I would say Jensen Ackles. I think Jensen Ackles he would have been a pretty awesome action star. Again, you probably the guy who played Soldier Boy in The Boys, David.
Soldier Boy in The Boys.
Yeah.
Oh, him. He's not a movie star though, is he?
Yeah, he's a TV star.
I always think of Keith Urban, but that's not his name. What's the
Carl
guy?
Urban.
Carl. Yeah. Carl.
Yeah. Dredd was a good film.
Yep.
Weird that they never made a sequel.
I do want to bring something. Oh, go ahead, Karen.
No, go.
I would say for Jensen Ackles, he has a great voice, great accent. Again, the dude's pretty good looking as well as an action star. I never knew why he never took off. I think mainly because if you do TV and then you start doing movies, but I think the era was kind of changed a lot when he started doing movies. So that's why he never took off. But he can still do a Matthew McConaughey return in a sense and can actually become a good action star.
Wow, do you know what? I just searched here. This is so weird, right? I searched action stars of the 2000s, and it came up Tom Cruise, Russell Crowe, Will Smith, Denzel Washington, which is another one, but again, he's moved into it because he just wants some money nowadays. Batista, obviously, Clint Eastwood of the 2000s. I mean, I guess it never stopped. Charlize Theron, but then it's got Vernon Wells. I swear that's the guy that played the villain in Commando. Like,
Oh,
in
yeah.
1985. Like, how has it come up with him? Yeah, look, it's come up with this guy as an action star of the 2000s. And I just love, like, one of my favorite things is, like, literally, this is why the 80s was so good. You'd get a villain, and literally, they've got guns on that, yet he's wearing chainmail. It's just like, it's the best costume. I want to go around wearing chainmail in my everyday life nowadays.
So
But
hang on, go on, Andy.
I just something I want to take this. Not that I want to take it away, but I'm just something I'm curious because I know I brought this up. I think when I first started hopping on here, did anybody ever hear see Fubar? I think it's great, but Fubar the series.
I watched about the first 3 or 4 episodes. I liked it, but I had literally just finished watching Tulsa King, which I thought was great. And for me, because Tulsa King, it got some comedic elements, but it was quite serious. And then when I went into, so basically, when I went from like Rambo and I went into Jingle All the Way, I just like I couldn't get on with Fubar well enough. It was too comedic for me.
I'll tell you what. I mean, Fubar, it's already going to head its second season, which is coming out supposedly mid-2024. Excellent show if you didn't watch it. I mean, it's again, you get your comedy, but you get your action. I mean, you got a 75-year-old guy playing, a FBI agent with his daughter, who he didn't know was an FBI agent, vice versa. So they have this whole, I think, great chemistry where they don't like each other. Well, they like each other, but not. And very good show. You should all watch it. I actually do want to rewatch this series because talking about it, I really enjoyed it a lot. But
yeah,
I would also recommend, if you like action stuff, the Amazon's Reacher show, which I think, David, you'll be amazed if you watch it.
What is
Amazon's Reacher? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
And,
I liked the film with Tom Cruise.
I mean, if you look in the book, the main aspect of the character Reacher is that he's 6'5" and he's built like a
reach the top shelf.
Yeah. So I don't know why Tom Cruise decided to play that character. If you Google the Jack Reacher, I mean, he could be a good action star. Like, if you can bring up David, the guy who played Reacher, he's actually 6'5" and jacked.
Reacher Amazon.
It's a guy from the U.S. Office show. I can't remember his name right now.
And Capitville, I know you do your reviews and all. Sorry that I'm destroying your name. I'm just so bad with that. But with I want you to review next week the Star Wars Christmas holiday special. I want you to review that. I want to hear what's going on.
I like that idea.
Okay, guys, just because we're going to start to run out of time, let's have a quick. Okay, right.
But do show that Reacher actor first.
Yeah, it's Alan Richson. Apparently, he played Aquaman in Smallville.
What?
So,
no,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, apparently
right
so.
person? I thought it was.
You thought it was Kaczynski or whatever his name is?
Oh no, you're all right. It is Alec Richardson. I thought it was.
But what did Kaczynski play? He played something, didn't he?
Oh, this is the movie. He does the TV show, I think. Let me see. No, it says TV series. I don't know. He does something with. I thought it was Reacher, but maybe it's a different.
Right, now I do know what you're talking about. So let's. Who was it? John Krasinski.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see what he.
In my mind, the shows are similar, so I butchered that. Jack Ryan.
That's Jack Ryan. Yeah. I knew exactly what you were talking about. Yeah, yep. Absolutely.
Got it.
Okay, so guys, let's do a very quick guessing game. So, Gerald, you can go first. What would you like to guess?
Movie.
Okay, and I'm going to give you 1 minute, and your time starts now.
Is it part of a more than one movie?
Yes.
80s?
Yes.
Action?
Yeah, to a degree, yeah. Absolutely.
Comedy?
No.
Suspense.
Definitely an aspect of it.
Is it like, is there anything supernatural in it?
No,
sorry,
no, not supernatural.
Does it have more than one sort of main character?
Yes, I would say one main character, but yeah, there is more than one main character, or there is one more iconic character or whatever.
Okay. Is the main character a man?
Yes. Oh, that is time, I'm afraid. Cap, over to you.
Is it a? It's in the 80s. Is it Ferris Bueller's Holiday?
No.
Is it a John Hughes film?
John
Hughes.
Who's that?
Yeah.
Comedy. Mostly
No.
comedy.
No.
Or actually, well, yeah.
Is it an Arnold film?
It's not an Arnold film.
Does it have like a recognized action star from the 80s in that
Yes.
movie? Is it a Stallone film?
No.
Rob Van Dam?
No. Rob Van Dam with here again.
I get them
It's his
confused.
brother, lesser known.
Yeah.
I mean, technically the wrestler. Is it Russell Crowe? No, he's not that. The other actor. What's this other actor who was in the thing? I forgot his name. Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell. No, that is time. And now Andy, over to you.
Is he's dead? The main character you said?
Dead? No, not the actor. If that's what you mean.
So yeah, the actor. So the actor's still alive. Is he a white man?
Yes.
Okay, that doesn't narrow it down too much, but okay. Is Bruce Willis in it?
No.
Oh, crapper. Is it any type of horror?
No, I wouldn't say horror.
Okay. Is there any music in the movie?
Probably.
Is there any dancing in the movie?
Not that I remember of any. It's a long time since I've seen it. Is the truth.
Was it a hit movie?
I imagine so, but it might have been something that's more a cult hit.
Okay. 80s cult.
I imagine it might have been a big hit. I'm not certain. That is time, I'm afraid, guys. I'm going to tell you the answer. We were nowhere near, I'm afraid. I will be honest. It was Blade Runner. Blade Runner.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember the big dance sequence in it. Cap, what would you like to guess?
A cartoon character.
Okay. 1 second. Let's get one. Okay. And go for it.
Is it from the 80s?
80s, no.
90s?
Yes.
Ooh, was it a Saturday morning cartoon?
Probably.
90s. Was it made by Disney?
No, I don't believe so. No, definitely not.
Was it made by Warner Brothers?
Warner Brothers. No, I don't think so.
Well, is it a comedy animated show?
Yes.
Is it Looney Tunes?
No.
Is it what's the other thing? Animaniacs?
No.
Not Animaniacs on Looney Tunes, but comedy still. Is it not Disney? Was it on Cartoon Network?
I don't think so.
Was it on Nickelodeon?
Yes.
Oh, it's on Nickelodeon. Damn it! Is it
5 seconds.
Dexter's Laboratory?
No.
Is it Samurai Jack?
No, that is time. Andy, handing over to you. Go.
Is it SpongeBob?
Yes, it is. Oh, well done, Andy. Okay, Andy.
I'm the only person who didn't SpongeBob in the 2000s, and every of my friends hated me for that.
Andy, what would you like to guess?
Since I was successful with cartoon, I'll stick with cartoon.
Okay, let's grab another one. Okay, and your time starts now.
Did it start in the 80s?
No.
90s?
Yes.
Was it Nickelodeon?
No.
Was it Hanna-Barbera?
No.
Disney?
No.
Looney Tunes?
In that genre, yeah.
In that genre. Okay. Was it Animaniacs?
No.
Okay. Were there any animals?
Yes.
Were animals the main characters?
Yes.
Pinky and the Brain?
Not specifically. No, they were Animaniacs, weren't they?
No.
No.
Yeah.
No,
Pinky
okay, then not. You kind of, but you haven't given me the answer I'm looking for.
Pinky, Brain.
No.
Crackers.
You're so close. If they're not Animaniacs, then you're so close. Were Pinky and the Brain in the Animaniacs?
No.
Yeah.
Yes, they were.
No, they
I
were.
swear they were. I swear they were.
They were.
But it was mostly its own show though too.
But they started
they-
in that. Okay. Andy, because there's a bit of confusion there, I'm going to give you an extra 15 seconds. Go.
Okay, holy crap! I can't think of any other talking mouses and cats. I don't even know if there are cats. Is it Mighty Mouse? I don't know.
No. No. That is time. Gerald, handing over to you.
I have no stinking clue if it's not Pinky and the Brain or Animaniacs. Oh, is it the what is that goofy thing that's got
Oh,
leopard
goofy.
spots?
Oh,
No, it's got leopard spots.
It's
I
got
don't know.
leopard spots.
Yeah, it was some
Mr.
crazy
Burns?
thing on
No, that's
Animaniacs or
liver
whatnot.
spots.
No. No. I don't know. Cap was trying to mouth something to me and I don't know which one it is.
This is amazing for the people listening to the audio version of the show. As Capital Dave is just moving his face to put Gerald off guessing. You've got 10 seconds left, Gerald.
I can't remember the name of the crazy leopard thing.
It's
That's
not
the only
got
thing I
nothing
can
to
come
do
up
with a leopard.
I don't know.
Okay, Cap, handing over to you. Go.
Is it Wacko Wonder?
No.
Is it Dot?
No.
Is it Animaniacs? Are you sure?
It's nothing to do with anime. Well, it's something to do with, but it's not.
Is it Tiny Toons?
Yes, it's Tiny Toon Adventures. There we go.
Oh,
yeah,
that's,
there you go.
That's not Animaniacs.
That's not Animaniacs
It's not
related at
no,
all.
but no. That's what I said. I said it's not
he said
Animaniacs.
it wasn't.
But
Yeah.
But then Capital Dave just asked, was it? And it kind of is because they did Pinky, Elmira, and the Brain, and Elmira was a Tiny Toon character crossed with Pinky and the Brain, which was an Animaniacs character. I'm sorry, it's not my fault. They were like sister shows.
Was it Buster Bunny or was it Babs Bunny? What was
No,
the
character. I assumed that we were doing a show, not the actual character.
Okay.
When you said Animaniacs, that's the show. That's three of them. It's the Warner
Yeah,
Brothers and the
that's what I
Warner
like.
Sister Dot. Oh,
Tiny Toon Adventures was the answer.
yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Like, and if someone had said like Buster Bunny and stuff, I'd have been like, "What's the show?" You know?
Okay. Got it.
But anyway,
So-
let's find out. Cap, you are in fact this week's Geek of the Week. So let's see. Well done, Capital Fave. And we can't see you. There you go. Right, can I spotlight you? Solo layout. There you go.
I'm with
Boom.
Darth Vader.
Yeah. Okay, good. So let's find out where we can find everyone. Andy, where can the people find you?
You can find me all the stuff listed behind me follow me on all those things. We do have a show tomorrow night that starts 3 p.m. Eastern time, goes to 11 p.m. Eastern time. A bunch of stand-up comedians and improv teams performing. We have the Great Captive that's going to be performing, opening, I believe, at 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. I believe that's right. But we got a lot of times Extreme Improv's been on it next month, which will be the Halloween extravaganza, which is on the 27th of October. Would love if they both could perform. We'll find out later. But thank you so much, David. And definitely buy David's book. He's got great improv books, definitely.
Gerald, where can people find you?
Right there on Instagram at Gerald Geek. Going back to Andy, which one in particular? Is it the Facebook one or the YouTube one that it'll be on?
Well, the Facebook, Improv at its best. It's usually up on the top part.
Got it. Cool.
But it is posted all on when it's going live and still on the videos. But
Awesome. Thanks.
thank you so much.
Okay, Cap, where can the people find you?
You can find me at SWAT D's, where I sing, I dance, I throw myself in a bucket, and I work with puppets. And recently, I've not uploaded because I've been sick this whole week. But you can watch the old videos on my YouTube channel, and also which is also available on TikTok and also on Facebook. And I will be performing with Improv at its Best at 3:30 New York time. My time will be 12:30 a.m. We'll do stand-up, we'll do voices, and we'll do improv games. So go and check me out there as well. And you can find me here on numerous shows.
Awesome stuff. My name is David Psansky. Find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at David Psansky. Check out everything Geek Battle Gaming, and all of the other stuff, Extreme Improv Extremes. And that show's about to come on in a minute. So from me, from everyone else, stay safe, always stay extremes, live long and prosper, and ciao for now. Boom. And we are, in fact, off the air.